warm welcome to Joburg Today. I'm Riley Sakwe. Legendary musician and Joburger Johnny Clegg has recently received an honorary award, this time bestowed upon him by the Queen of England herself. We caught up with him at his Unplugged show last year.
Johnny Clegg is one of South Africa's iconic musicians, and he brings his live and unplugged show to Johannesburg for the very first time. Not only is he energetic, but he also tells a story behind every song during his performances.
In November last year, I was asked by my management. I didn't want to do it, but he said, you know, you don't have a live unplugged album. Johnny Clegg or Giluka have never had a live unplugged. We should do one. So we recorded 8 shows at the Baxter Theatre in Cape Town. And I had never played live unplugged. And I suddenly discovered my voice. And here, my voice was the lead instrument, and I had to focus on it in a way that I'd never really thought about before. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the experience. And it seemed to work well. So we decided, well, let's go with a tour of this, you know, and put it on in Johannesburg. And really what it is the raw, unstructured songs as they were written, sometimes just voice and guitar. When I'm out there on stage, you can see it's like people are in my lounge. You know, it's not about, you know, I'm a celebrity and you out there and I'm doing my thing and, you know, these are my hits and whatever. It's really about engaging and sharing my experience as a songwriter, my experience as an anthropologist, my experience as a storyteller, my experiences also of struggling to find my own identity in Zulu culture, in Zulu Maskanda music, and the culture of the Amakata that we spoke about. So people get actually a kind of an autobiographical detail of the show. It's a very unique thing in that way. The crossover tradition that existed in South Africa, there was one, but it was hidden. And I stumbled on it by mistake. And I thought, this is a model that I'd like to use. The wall of sound engages the people, and then you sing over it, you know. It's a different kind of energy.
I'm Butumela Larato Kwena for Joburg Today.
How's it? This is Zion, and you are watching Joburg Today.
Join the conversation on our Facebook page, that's joburgtoday.tv. Follow us on Twitter at Joburg Today. And if you're one of those people on the move, then pockettv.mobi. That's pocket with an I. Yet another South African artist is making international waves for becoming a regular feature on an Australian satirical comedy show. I'm talking about none other than Louisagula. From Emmy-nominated to the latest Australian satirical news comedy show, The Weekly, with Charlie Pickering, we are thrilled to be joined in studio by our local funny man, Louisagula. So like we've mentioned, you've been Emmy-nominated, now you appearing on Australian television. Tell me, how does this make you feel?
It makes me feel like I'm working. Sometimes you wonder if you work enough, or if, because as human beings, it's like, as much as we like to think that we don't need validation. At some point, we sort of need some. So I think it validates what I do.
And how did this all come about?
I used to do a show called the 7 p.m. Project. They used to cross over to me, and I used to do all these sketches on the other side, and we used to plan these things. And the person who was a cast of that got their own show, and they liked what I do. I wasn't as regular on that particular show. And they said, hey, I'd like to make you a regular feature on the new show that I'm starting. And I was in New York about a year ago, and then we met up, we spoke. We kept on the phone, we emailed each other. He just updated me on the progress of the development of the new show, and he wanted to include me in it. And a couple of weeks ago, he called me, says, we're going on air, let's do it. And I was like, cool, let's do it.
And can you tell us a little bit more about The Weekly?
It's just pretty much like late night news, except it's mostly Australian politics, and you know the politics are quite Australian. So I add an African perspective to their satire.
And how would you say you've had to adapt your own work so you can kind of like tailor make it for Australian audiences? If you could give us like an example.
A lot of people ask me this question. How do I adapt my material in various contexts, whether it be on stage, whether it be on... My real answer to that question, and I say it every single time I answer, I don't need to adopt anything. I feel like South Africans have a very low self-esteem because of the history we have. It's the truth. Like, we watch American TV, we understand. We understand what's going on. So why can't they understand what we say, besides the fact that we have a low self-esteem?
Would you say now is the time for South Africa to kind of like be given the spotlight, or are these just little nuances that have been popping here and there?
It's been bubbling for a long time. I mean, for the last 4 years, we've been really working on trying to get there. Now, Trevor's career trajectory has been pretty incredible, right? So that would be the catalyst for whatever we've been doing probably for the last 5-6 years. And what Trevor's allowed is allowed a lot more ears to listen to, because Americans like American things. So if he blazes the show, more people will want to hear what South Africa has to say. And that can only be good.
Lastly, your future plans, what are you planning?
Going with the flow and just enjoy the career. And so the future for me is just working and enjoying everything in between.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
Right.
Safe.
And here is Louisagula in his element.
In high school, right, I had the privilege to meet Nelson Mandela. I did my high school in Cape Town, and it was a school project. In our school project, we had to go to Parliament. And we met Nelson Mandela, each one of us, and he came to me specifically and he said, "Young man, would you like me to tell you a joke?" I was, whatever, it's your country. Knock, knock. Who's there? Who else speaks like this?
Hi, I'm Mpho Pops Madikwani, and you're watching Joburg Today.
From tickling your funny bone to tickling your taste buds, here are some of the Rainbow Nation's adaptations of the American burger that you can find in your Jozi streets.
While the hamburger originated in the United States, South Africa has added its own flavors to a classic dish. As an American in Joburg, I thought I'd try the new twists on an old favorite.
Hamburger distinctive for South Africa. I'll probably say it's our meat. Because we South Africans, we love our meat. And we do beef, pork, ostrich, especially that's a very South African flavor right there, the ostrich and lamb. The more meat, the better for us.
I think we go for local flavors, the ingredients that are locally made. We're surrounded in Africa, so we take what we know, what we're used to, and we add it to the American idea of a burger.
Topping all different types of things together that appeal to this African taste. Combining and using ingredients that no other country has at their disposal. The la-di-da, it's an ostrich mince burger, which not many other countries do. We then top it with blue cheese, avocado, and biltong dust.
We are influenced by things that we are surrounded in. We're surrounded in Africa, so if you take, for example, the Mrs. Bowles chutney, or the Mrs. Bowles that we make, which is the apricot chutney, it is distinctly South African. We have ostrich, which I'm pretty sure is distinctly South African.
Duke's South Africa burger is the Mrs. Bowles, and let me tell you, chutney on a burger, it was an unexpected pleasure.
The most South African burger will be our ostrich burger. Basically got served with blueberry reduction, avo puree, feta dressing, some almonds, and baby spinach. That lettuce downstairs.
Chutney, ostrich, and biltong dust make for quite the burgers. It challenged my taste buds, but whet my appetite for more South African fusion cuisine. For Joburg Today, I'm Samuel Gephardt.
My name is Chef Coco, and you are watching Joburg Today.
That brings us to the end of the show, but be sure to check out our playlist to see what's happening in and around your beautiful city. That's it from me, Riley. I leave you with Jesse Clegg, Clarity.
TV. a place they call clarity. Snow road, there's no guiding light, only murmurs of your heart. Hey, yeah, let's go down the rabbit hole. Hey, yeah, take me to the waterfall. Hey, yeah, go down, go down. Between the cracks, under the surface, you will find me there. Clarity, searching through chaos, searching the silence. You can lose yourself seeking me. Hey, yeah, let's go down